Welcome everyone to another video on our Bryan Fundamental series where I try to get better at Bryan day by day and bring you along for the ride. So today is release week for Heihachi. So 2 days ago we did some labbing on what this character can do and came up, got familiar with what's new, what's changed, and kind of have an idea. But still, given that it's release week, people are going to be playing a lot of Heihachi potentially trying out the new character, and because of that there will be a lot of this like week one strategies going on, and that's a good time as always to be practicing observational play. So for two reasons actually. For one being the character is new, so people are trying new things and we're not as used to what may be happening, but also because our opponents are going to be trying new things. Like they are mentally trying new things, so because of that their mental stack will be a little bit shallower in a lot of cases, so it's a good time to practice conditioning. With that being said, let's talk about what is the difference between observation and conditioning, right? So observation, we'll start off by saying, is you do a move and then your opponent, and see what your opponent does after, right? Okay, I noticed if I do hatchet, they like to jab. I noticed if I do this, they like to jab. Or back one, they like to jab, right? Why didn't you not do it there? But anyway, that's observational play. Observational play is doing something and seeing what they do, and then coming up with a plan in the future for what is the thing that you can do that will blow up that option if you start noticing that that's something that they do every single time, right? It's looking for those holes in your opponent's neutral that are holes because they do the same thing every time in that same situation, maybe unconsciously doing it, and because of that we can try and set up the situation in a critical moment so that we can get something big. So it's like, oh, okay, very aggressive with the down fours, so now we're going to set up like something like this, right? Because we know exactly what's going to happen. We don't have to react anymore to that jab. We can just know that's what we're going to do, right? Now, how does conditioning factor into this? Conditioning is essentially the next step of punishing what we've observed, right? So for example, down four, back one into down four two, right? Now I'm always punishing this move. We finally conditioned them to block, right? Either we're going to take free damage or we're going to condition them to start doing something else, right? And I'll say block loosely in this context. Let's say that ends up being the option that they choose, but let's say that they always sidestep. In that case, maybe we would do something else. But the point being that we're conditioning them to do a different action because they think that this is what we do every single time, right? Conditioning now comes in when you're in a situation where you need to make something happen. So for example, they have a low life total and we want to try and get something going. That's when all of a sudden, so let's set them to block so that we can, to illustrate this, all of a sudden we've been doing this whole time. Now it's like, you're blocking. Do that like twice or something. We've conditioned them to block, and we cash in that conditioning by doing something different because we were not autopiloting. We knew exactly what we were doing, right? And now we're going to cash in on that. The opposite is sort of true as well. Like the other thing that I want to talk about here is that like we could be playing against a patient opponent, right? We're chipping away with these down fours. Let's talk about that down four situation, right? We're chipping away with these down fours, and our opponent is just letting it happen. They're very patient, right? Hey, Lady Luna, thank you for the follow. So they're being very patient with these lows, and because of that, they think that we take our turn greedily, right? I do this, and I also do that. I do this, and I also, I'm always taking my turn greedily with this, and now they start thinking about mashing. A sharp opponent will sometimes apply that mentality subconsciously or consciously to other moves. So let's say I've been doing this back one, very aggressively, or if I've been doing these down fours, 2 in a row or something, and they know that we're going to do something crazy like set up a frame trap into like a taunt setup or something. Like let's say we now go to the wall. And our opponent's like, this is obvious that they're going to like be greedy with the frames here, so they start jabbing, right? Well, this is where, even though we've only shown the quarter circle back one once at the wall, maybe we'll lead with a frame trap here. because they're frustrated from us taking our frames greedily in the other situations in the neutral. So now that we put it in a new situation, a first time situation, we pick the opposite option. We pick the opposite option of frame trapping, even though we've been picking the greedy option of the other one. And I think that's like also a very strong way to catch people. Another classic version of this is that when you play against someone that's very aggressive and they're just constantly hitting you and using reversals and all this stuff, right? And they finally get this knockdown. Let me see if there's a good way to set up this situation that I'm trying to show you. Like, we finally set up this knockdown, and then, wait, how do you get them to, and then next thing you know, and you're like, I'm gonna get this person. They're, you know, like, you do this, and they're like, he's definitely going to, oh, why did he side kick me? It's like, they're definitely going to do something aggressive here, right? And then they're running at you, and you're like, no, I'm going to block. Aggressive players do this a lot of the time, too, partially because they're just used to people spring kicking them, right? But it's that whole, like, oh, in this one Oki situation, I'm going to be patient. You catch that spring kick, and then all of a sudden, the vortex continues, right? That's very strong as well. So that's kind of like the idea of what we want to practice today, is like the idea of, I'm presenting an aggressive stance in this matchup. I am presenting a defensive stance in this matchup, or a patient stance, or a frame trappy, or whatever it is, right? Like, are we greedy? Are we greedy and taking our frames greedily? Are we patient and taking our frames with frame traps and things that are guaranteed? Are we sidestepping, which is, we'll maybe get to that one next time, because I think sidestepping gets pretty complex. Or are we blocking, right? Like, it's really, are we greedy pressing, conservative pressing, or blocking, right? That's what we want to focus on for now, and see if we can't do the opposite, do something that would beat that rock, paper, scissors scenario in the next situation that we present to them that's new. So that's what we're going to be practicing today. We'll see how it goes. How's it going, Hugh? I will see if I can make it to Tekken God. Probably not, though, but we'll try. And how's it going, Build Bar? All right. That is that, though. So we have a Dragunov. So this is a pretty good time to consider this situation, right? So Dragunovs do probably, first of all, they play aggressively themselves a lot of the time. But you'll notice he did a backdash there, right? Backdashed here. And now they think we're playing greedy, right? Wow. Shimmied forward. Mecha! Wait, no. Mighty Big Meech, never mind. Welcome back. Sorry, you looked, I saw like just barely your face and your name and it looked like Mecha. That's funny. I'm gonna put him to the wall here. So this is what I mean, see? Do something different. Now they blocked anyway, so that actually teaches us something about their mental on this situation. Oh, okay. So you see, they did something interesting. They busted out the 10 hit when we were expecting them to play conservatively, right? Okay. Interesting. That's huge. Okay. So I'll point out that they're playing more aggressively now in this next round, okay? Okay. So they did press there, but they did power crush. So now we're playing with more frame traps because we're expecting them to press, right? Oops. Uh-oh. Okay, so they won the first game. That's all good. That's all good. So let's recoup a little bit, and try to instead, let's first try and get a better download on our opponent before we start trying to assume that they're conditioned to play a certain way. Like, try to get the tendency that they have here. Oh, interesting. So, yeah, I like that. Okay, I like that. They still play rather, the word that I would use is like staggered with their offense. Okay. Oh, I thought I sidestepped it. Too bad. Alright, so they're... Whoa! Nice. Interesting. I like it. What's the quarter circle back one combo? I can show you after this game. So, one thing that I'm starting to notice from them, right, is they play very conservatively, and then when it's like the end of the round, or the end of the round, I would say, that's when they bust out the hard, like, challenge, right? Nice block. I think we just got destroyed. Okay. I think I'm making a mistake. So I'm actually going to walk back what I said before. I think I'm making a mistake here, which is, oh, look, they're doing this. We're going to blow them up with that. And we're kind of making a fool of ourselves because we haven't done the first step of the observation as hard enough. And because of that, they're having an easy time blowing us up, basically. And because we're not focusing on what they're doing yet, and we're just assuming. We're making a lot of assumptions about what they're doing, and because of that, we need to observe for longer. So, quarter circle back one combo is back 2-4. This, basically. So you do a dash jab, and then you do just your typical elbows, but since you've already lost your tornado, you can hold forward into either cross bazooka, which is quarter circle forward 2-1, right? Forward 2-1. Or you can do 2-2. Alright, Heihachi. What I want to do against Heihachi is test what amount of... Oh, okay. Wow, they finished it. I want to see what they'll do when I'm plus. Okay. They're using forward 4 a lot. Forward 4 is +4. My initial, like... My initial, like, thoughts here on forward 4 is I want to block that stance. Yeah, my initial thoughts are I want to block that stance, but we are getting a little bit of pressured as a result. Whoa! So they are doing the high after forward 4. And getting in our face a lot. So I'm going to use down 4s, jabs, and 3+4 to keep them away. Okay. Okay. Oh, I tried to sidestep it. Nice. Oh, nice. Okay. Cool, cool, cool. How's it going, Lady Luna? Interesting. The stances are definitely hard to deal with. The stances are hard to deal with, and he plays very much in our face, so I think we need to focus on pushing him away because there is a tendency that they have to approach, and that's something that we can try and condition, right? So, jab. Ooh, wow. Yeah, see how aggressive they are with these options? Like, they do wake up 3 into 4-4-2. This is the same situation we've done before. Velvar, you like to side switch them? I mean, that makes sense. Okay. Oh, it sides. It tracks that direction. Nice. Why did I, heat burst? Let's see. I'm gonna do a backdash here. Nice. But you'll notice that once there's a little bit of distance, they're gonna come back in and use that, Okay, sure. Oh, nice. Run up, I thought they were gonna run up and do a, electric there. Alright, so they have warrior mode, which is scary. Okay. Let's just do down back 3 again. Yeah, they're not afraid to do that. Okay. Oh, sidestepped it. Oh, I didn't realize it has no tracking. Good to know. Their electrics were very good. They did so they did something to us there at the very end, which is they switched to electric keep out, right? We were trying to play a shimmy game, and then they used the electric as a keep out. I think I'm getting overwhelmed. Let me stop talking and just think what's going wrong here. Okay, yeah, so we talked about conditioning. We are going to focus on observation, and we're going to focus on observation first for the first half of today, and then we're going to add the conditioning once we are comfortable with it, right? It's like, oh, okay, now we can start conditioning. Because conditioning doesn't happen round 1. It happens, like, you know, in the later rounds, so I think that's probably the mistake we're making. We're like kind of coming in with this mindset of like, I'm going to blow you up because you're always going to do the first thing I see you do. So let's go back to our normal style of play, which is use those down 4s, see what you do. Use those jabs, see what you do. And kind of have that conservative mindset of I'm looking for a hole that you're going to present to me so that I can take advantage of it. So let's start with that. And that will be that's going to be our readjustment. So we got a Jack. Jack likes to typically, like, use while running and stuff like that. Run up throw after... Oh, dang. Check him with that throw. Okay, they just didn't break it. That's interesting. Backdash afterwards. And then pressed. Okay. So we're already learning a few things, right? Like, they want to press, but they will block a little bit or backdash a little bit if they're, like, worried. See how they're backing up? They're backing up. Oh, dang. Run up power crush is actually pretty crazy. I was looking for something else there. Okay, pressed. They do tend to throw there when they have pressure. So I am noticing that. Finishing the string still. If they're running up and doing that, basically, we can kind of like try and... Ooh, nice. Oh, dang it. Nice slide. Okay. All right. So, I think we have a good start here. They're using a lot of power crushes in the neutral and using those power crushes. They're using those power crushes as a... Oh, are they not going to rematch? That's too bad. Yeah, they're not going to rematch. Okay. They're using their... Oh, you can go to replay from there now? That's pretty cool. They're using a lot of power crushes in the neutral. The down fours, I think, were actually quite good as a starter. But, unfortunately, we just got run over a bit by the approaches, and we didn't start down fouring fast enough, I think. So for the down forward fours, would you say the same for everyone or just Bryan? Down four? For Bryan's down four is very good compared to the rest of the cast because it's got very long reach. First of all, it's 15 frames and has a lot of tracking to it, and it's 0 on block, on hit rather. So because of that, the frames are just really good, and the distance of what it resets people to makes you very advantaged if they do press. Nice duck. Interesting. Yeah. Okay. All right. They are doing a lot of 1-4 into side step. Or really just anything into side step. Okay. Nice. Oh man, why are we getting blown up so much? Alright, jeez. Too passive view? Okay. I believe that. I think we need to go back to, yikes. Down 4, jabs, and quarter circle back ones. I think playing that spacing game... Oh, wait a minute. I'm not even caring about the spacing, am I? Alright, so if Fang wants to play up close, we're going to focus on keep out. So backdash. If he wants to play up close, our game is going to keep them from coming up close like that. So we'll start with that. Also, we can do down back 3 here. That's creepy. Do a throw here? Yeah, okay, nice. Alright. On the board. Okay, missed our jet upper, it's alright. There's that sidestep. There's that sidestep. Okay. Alright. So you'll notice that he's trying to get in. He's trying to press small buttons, and I'm trying to... trying to lock him down a little bit. Nice. Basically, we, adapted by playing more frame traps and more moves that will catch his attempts to sidestep around us. Alright, thank you, Hugh. Hugh woke us up. Alright, so the name of the game is Counter Their Distancing. Okay. Nice duck. My bad. Alright. Nice! This is good, because we're gonna break the wall. Whew! Nice! 6 out, how's it going? Thank you, thank you. Okay. Do these down 4s. Okay, do this. Oh, nice. I thought they were going to sidestep. Okay. Okay, so they got that one. But that's alright. Thanks, Tone Deafs. We are trying our hardest. Okay. Alright, now I gotta slow down a bit. Wow, they're okay, so they're backing up and doing a duck. That's what's happening there. So whenever I take my turn. Oh, nice throw. Just notice how they're. Wow. Okay. Okay. Nice. See, we realized that they were playing so aggressively, so we just like switched roles a bit to something. Okay. Okay. Alright, they got it at the end. but that was still pretty good. I think we've at least recovered our mental a little bit, so that's good. All right. I think that to Hugh's point, we need to remember that we are playing actively. We can't just sit there and block until we find an opening. So Lady Luna asked me, what is my favorite Bryan from Tekken? I only started Tekken in 7, so because of that, I really only have between 7 and 8, and I like the 8 Bryan better. Bryan in Tekken 8 is really fun to play. But that could just be because of the Tekken 8 thing. I think the one thing I missed the most about Bryan from Tekken 7 was Mach Kick was so good and really like discouraged opponents from stepping. Now you don't really have as much of that. They're really trying to like play this interesting like keep out game with the breath. Okay. Okay. Interesting. So we already learned something. They did a power crush there, right? They did a power crush when we had the frames. That's the incog tech. Go for this. Oh, right, that has a high crush property to it. Interesting. So you'll notice that this Yoshi has pretty much just thrown us into a blender of like things they could be doing. Nice. Okay. They are not going for flash all that much, so I'm going to start using more frame traps until they do. Because we want them to think that they can flash us, right? If he bends away like that, he takes a lot more damage on this patch, so because of that, I don't mind. Okay. Interesting. I think 1+2 might be better there. I was trying to catch a potential spin away, but ducks are on the table as well. Whoa, I like that sidestep flash. Oh, okay, nice catch. I keep thinking back one's gonna catch him, but it's not. It's just kind of their timing of our when we take our turnbacks is quite good, so the avoiding the puddle's working very well. I really want to like figure out how I'm going to get around that, but we'll see. We were struggling today, huh? Oh, I thought I snake edged. Oh. Okay. Notice how now the, gosh. Really trying to abuse us with that. Interesting. I think if we mix up our timings between keep out and offense, we'll probably be able to like catch them. So we'll see. Let's just do a backdash here. Well, I did a backdash into a jet upper because I wasn't looking. I was only like assuming. There's 2 hits. I always forget. That's a mid, dang it. Interesting. Wow. Interesting. It's kind of interesting how, it's kind of cool how they used avoiding the puddle so well. I feel like every single time I found a window that I wanted to press again, I was getting very much just like whiffed by the avoiding the puddle move. And I don't know, I think I just couldn't tell when it was happening. Even when I saw that it was happening, I couldn't tell which move it was gonna happen on. Maybe it's something to do with the rhythm, probably. Hey, Vic Twain, welcome. Bryan is really fun, and you'll like him as a pole main because he's kind of also like a slower counter hit based character. The slight frame drop during matchmaking makes practicing taunt probably not the most advisable thing to do, because it sometimes will mess up your timing more so than it actually helps. Alright, I'm going to do a backdash here and see what they do. Immediate 1-1. That back four was stupid. Nothing. Down 4. Sidestep. And then we came in, right? And they were looking for something, so they did a... Interesting. Sidestep into down back 4. So... that sidestep is happening pretty much at the same distance and the same cadence, so we're gonna keep that in mind. I like this. Okay, cool. So if we look to do, like there, look to catch that sidestep, right? Notice how they're coming in now. Whoa! Good punish. They really want to sidestep at that distance. You see that? So we're going to start catching that. This is what I mean. I miss mock kick because it's such a good move. Okay. what this person's... what they're trying to accomplish. Nice. Nice. Good punish. Nice punish. I like it. Nice. The stances are a gimmick. I think so, Mecha. Especially the Thunder stance. If you do a transition on block, it's very gimmicky. You can option select it with pretty much anything. But, yeah, exactly. But, yeah, if it's on hit, you can do some pretty crazy stuff with it. There's that sidestep again. We're going to play that spacing game against it. Okay. Okay. There it is. I've noticed that they were pressing after that down four because they're getting like upset with it or something. Well, we were there, Kill Krisu. That throw just to try and catch any power crushes that they like to do. Nice low grade. We'll get back. We were just there. Notice how we condition them. That there is actual conditioning. Because we've used so many lows, we switch to mids at the end. Shinro, we will get back to TK this stream, I promise. Oh yeah, a lot of his moves are still there, but they're locked behind stances. That part is like nice that it still feels like Heihachi, but not nice in the sense that like his neutral is just not the same anymore. Okay. Nice. Why did I need to confirm the width before I actually do anything there. There's that sidestep, sort of. Nice duck, though. They're looking for it. They're trying to adapt, which means that we can now switch to other things. We've conditioned them to think that we're going to do that. So now we're going to move up the levels and use quarter circle forward 1+2, like this. See? Ducking in. See? We're like, we've heavily conditioned them to hard duck now. This is fine. Whoa! Okay. Interesting. Okay, nice. Use that throw. There's the high. Ah, we suck. That was harder than it needed to be. And we win. So, okay. I'd say that there's some pretty good conditioning happening there. You can see, like, that's sort of what we're trying to do, right? It's like, okay, we are basing our decisions off of what they're doing, but we know what we're doing. Not really, Chris, but we're trying. Thanks for the resub. 32 months, that's crazy. GG's, though. But yeah, so we kind of settled on something that worked against them and knew that they would figure it out, but we've conditioned them and we're ready for the next level of adaptation. That's the thing, right? Yeah, Mecha, broken toy not being able to, like, style on people is really sad. Do this and see. Dashboard. Nice. Notice how they're coming in, right? Still coming in? Okay. So now they're trying to sidestep it. Go for this throw here. And we're just going to let them do their own thing here for a second. Alright. Notice they're jabbing now. Okay. So jab means we can do something else. It's so good, Chrisu. Whoops. And we win this one. Nice, see? Mecha, that's fair. That's fair, yeah. Omen looks really cool. There, we got Tekken King again. Cool. This person plays very interesting. They have, like, a certain confidence about it. Good punish. Nice. Our aggression is rewarded by patience. Okay. I really don't mind if the low parries come out because we've been trying to get them to do that for like 5 rounds straight now. Nice. I like that. Oh, nice throw. You'll notice that there's a lot of buttons coming out now. There's tons of buttons coming out. Nice slow berry. Like I said, we don't mind that. We really don't mind it. Pressing, sure. Nice. Sure. Ooh, nice sidestep though. Broke it. Okay. And using mids at the end, right? Because they are expecting us to keep blowing them. Is this Slenderman or is it I guess it is Slenderman because I thought it was Agent 47. Can you wear a hat with that mask? That'd be pretty cool. Oh, the crab. Okay, so it is Slenderman. I get it. Thank you. Yeah, that Keach charge was hilariously bad, though. Okay.
Get ready for the next battle.
I feel pretty good. Oh, Laogama. That's pretty funny. That is a cooking ingredient in Chinese language foods. I say that because, like, Malaysian cooking uses it too. What do you do here? You run in. Still running in? They're just running in. What the hell are they doing? Let's do a down back 3 here. I don't know. Okay. I like that, like, kind of change to patience there. I have to quick stance. Yeah, you have to quick stand there, and then, what, jab? Alright. Yeah. Lots of damage, that's fine. You can do that at the wall. Interesting. Okay. Sidestep Death Fist. I like it. I'm kind of expecting them to do some sort of evasive move. I'm going to down 4 here. Okay. Why am I doing so many lows? I feel like I'm pissed that they're blocking it and not punishing it. Alright, that throws. Surprised that it worked. Nice. Cool. Let's just do nothing this round. Notice how they ducked in that situation. Alright. And then they spring kicked. Nice. So we won that one. I felt pretty confident because if they tech rolled, they were dead. So, felt okay just like chilling there. Yeah, we got that one. Downloaded, maybe. Why did I duck? No. Oh, nice. Notice how, see, they're looking for that low. They are looking for that low, so we switch to mids. And they're just like trying to basically space it out, right? Which is not working. All right. Okay. That's fine. Just go for that throw there. I like it. See, they're still ducking. They're looking for that low. We've already, like, pissed them off, basically, with our lows, and now we're able to use all these mids for free damage. That's called conditioning. That is conditioning. See? So really, it's not so much about, oh, okay, we're going to condition you to, like, mash, or we're going to do what we've been doing. We're going to do it with stubborn Tekken. We're going to use very stubborn Tekken. I'm going to hit you with 600 down fours in this round, and that stubborn Tekken is what, that stubborn Tekken is what ends up turning into the conditioning, because they're just like, man, like, screw this guy. I'm going to hard duck until they show me something. And then you see that? We had that situation with 3 back ones in a row. Yeah, pretty crazy stuff. Whoops. I was trying to back one and accidentally denied it. That's right, Chris. No split ends for our opponent. Alright, so we got a Law. Laws in general want to play up close because they've got stronger mix-ups. Is that Ash Ketchum? That's really funny. They've got stronger mix-ups from up close, so we're going to use these down fours to, like, kind of keep that space. Wow, they're pressing. Cool. Alrighty, let's do a backdash. I'm pretty sure we can actually punish that. I'm gonna go ahead and pop heat here. Didn't get it, but that's alright. Interesting. Surprised that hit too, but oh well. I don't even know what Aqua Teen Hunger Force is. Oh wow, I like that. Pressed. Nice. They are pressing a ton. So we are going to break that conditioning a little bit. Well, not even break that conditioning. We're just going to take advantage of that because they're playing in one way rather consistently, so we're going to play the other way rather consistently, right? Whoops. there's that sidestep now. Now they're not pressing after this. Whoa, downtown though. I like that. Nice, see? I don't, Chris. Oh, that's a mid. I knew they were trying to extend it, but I thought it was a high. Dang. Still pressing. It's all right. All right, we're gonna do this. Yep, sidestep. Okay. This is fine. Yeah, they're pressing a lot, so I'm just finishing my strings for the most part. Okay. Just go ahead and pop this. Nice. Box set of Aqua Teen Hunger Force for the wedding. Thank you so much. Oops. Good block, though. Notice that they're pressing more, so I switch now to keep out, right? I'm no longer harassing them with these down fours. I'm going to switch to keep out. Ooh, nice sidestep, though. Wake up sidestep's really good. We might be dead here. Nice. Alright. I'm gonna do down back 3 again. I don't know if it'll work. Kind of expecting like aggression here. Good sidestep there. And they pressed again, so we got him, right? Switched back because we realized that they were playing super aggressive. Nice. That is Carl. Let's see. Oh. Yeah, I never watched that, but I recognize the character. So is that like an Adult Swim show, basically? That's pretty cool. Wow, we really turned things around, didn't we? Makes sense. Things are really turned around. So I feel good about that. And this is because we have switched to doing... basically, doing our game plan, but with an intention of, like, conditioning them to get pissed, right? That's sort of the goal here. The goal is to, when our opponent starts hard ducking everything and we get 3 back ones in a row, that's the reward, right? That's true. We did counter hit launch them a lot. But we always have to start off and see how aggressive are you, right? They pressed something. You see that? Okay, 1, 2, sidestep, something else. Okay. Cool. Now they're in. Now they're approaching, I can see. Do that throw just to keep get him off me. Don't die with heat. Good punish though. Good sidestep. Yep, old big boss from Metal Gear Solid. That's awesome. Nice. I'm gonna do this for wall carry here. Well, I was. Nice. Still using those lows, right? Pressed again. So maybe I can sidestep that. They use a lot of, whoops. They use a lot of, kind of like very... What's the word that I want to use? Like, jumping, jumping approaches, I guess is the word I would use. So because of that, we can kind of, like, anticipate that whenever we lose our turn, I guess. Like this. Okay, but it doesn't get their back, does it? Notice that they're chilling now because we did show them that side set. Oh my jet upper, no. Try and catch this side set, nope. Just go ahead and let this rip. Nice hop kick though. Nothing to lose, I guess. Nice. Cool. What's the round rob tech with while standing 3, Jacardi? Nice. Jotaro Law is classic. Shaggy Dragunov, Barack Obama Leroy, and Krillin Fang. Nice. Thank you. Yeah, we've all of a sudden we've just like recovered, haven't we? I'm just going to do a down 4. That's good. Notice now we're using more of these to try and like... We're using more to try and induce them to do something, because now they're not pressing after that down 4, so now we're using more. Nice low parry, though. Nice. Use that mid. Nice. Nice block. Holy crap. Nice. Okay. You'll notice that they're essentially... They're trying to look for that window to, like, come in and approach us, right? Nice. Nice side step. We might be... Nope. Nice. Okay. I was trying to see if I could rage art them. I was not able to, so okay. Okay. Nice sidestep. So they're still trying to sidestep a lot here. That seems to be their answer. I mean, it is Lily. Ooh, bad neutral from us. Nice. These hop kicks are also coming out more, so we'll figure it out. It is minus 11, I'm pretty sure. The mid launcher, it's minus 11, but it forces crouch. I'm pretty sure. You can do a while standing 4, unless they changed it. So when you're on the ground face down to the opponent, you do a quick rise 3, and the counter hit will come out immediately. That's pretty cool. We can honestly just jab. Nice, I messed up. Alright. Cool, cool, cool. Lily and Bryan are quite similar. I think Lily has a little bit more, like, approach. See, like, she uses that move as an approach, whereas Bryan will push you back away. Nice. Very aggressive sidestepping from that distance, so maybe a little bit more mock kick. Punish. There's that jumping attempt. Yeah, they're trying to outspace the down four. I like that. Sure. There's something about this person where they really want... Oh, nice. Where they really want to press after our plus frames. And I'm not able to set it up. Nice. Yeah, Mecha, I got conditioned myself because she wasn't finishing it for the first game, and then she started finishing it because I wasn't doing anything about it, and now I'd been conditioned to just block because I was afraid. It's minus 15? Well, then block, yeah. But yeah, I got afraid to duck. Alright, they took those against us, which is okay.
For the next battle.
So we have another Heihachi, right? We are going to, again, like, test out this Heihachi's reactions by doing these down fours. We're going to keep them from further away. We don't want them to be, like, waving into our face necessarily. So we're going to try and kite him at this range right here. And this person's just finishing it. Whoa, nice. Okay. So he can go into stance with a parry. Good old tracking Heihachi. They pressed. Nice, he got me. What am I able to step, Shinro? Oh, right, the counter. Okay. Okay. Man, my punishes. Okay. Alright, alright. Let's do a backdash here. Got him to press there. parry again. Okay, so he parries everything. Do that throw. Oh, nice. They didn't break. Okay. So now we're going to have to weather the warrior stance. Yes, Mecha. That's true. I wasn't reacting. Ah! Good blocks. Oh, I thought I powered through it. No! Alright, I should have ducked. Alright. When he does Rage Art, I think we should... Not Rage Art. Heat Smash. We should be considering the fact that he's probably just going to go for that, the guard break, which is a high. Yeah, it's the high crush, which makes it like harder to it's harder to challenge that situation, but since it's -10, just do a 10 frame. All right, good stuff from them. I think we probably could have won if we had done a few things differently, but the main thing is that we probably should have been ready to duck that, especially if it's like a close situation like that. Nice. Wow, that worked. I'm just going to do a backdash here. Okay, sure, you can do that. Okay. Nice. Didn't even give him the chance to activate, which is good. Wow. Okay. They're looking for that mid. They did it again. That's all right. Nice. Didn't even let him get to warrior. Nice. Yes, forward 2-2. Yeah, so Bryan can forward 3, especially his thunder stance, but a lot of Heihachis don't seem to be going into that stance just raw, probably because it's so unsafe. But the other stance, we don't quite have the frames for it. Notice how we're kind of trying to space them out right now? And they're just like very much trying to defend, right? So this is how we're going to basically stress them out. Blew him up. Nice. Now I'm going to do a backdash because... Nice. I'm going to pop heat here for wall carry. We are not doing the right input there. That's supposed to be a mock kick. Mock punch. Wow, that's very minus. Okay. Oh no! Nice. Oh man. At least you won't have Warrior for this round, but that's unfortunate. This person's got some good blocks though. Oh, I'm not ducking in time. Oh no! I like that low because I tried to do my man, they won. I like that low because I tried to do my power crush there, or not my power crush, my heat activation, but the low was actually pretty smart. I think they happened to make the read that they were going for the low because I was going to block, and I was trying to reversal, and I lost to the low. Interesting. But yeah, training our reactions to that hell sweep so that we can actually block the second hit will be important. Because that's getting us in a lot of trouble right now. Also, doing machine guns, when someone's doing this constantly, doing machine guns isn't bad. So is doing taunt, for that matter.
Get ready for the next battle.
Another Heihachi, so we're going to be able to practice against this too. Okay.
Round one.
Alright, just do a backup first. Sidestep electric. Just put him to the wall here. Okay. Wake up, flash punch is interesting. Okay. Cool. Baberham Link, yeah, something wild here. There's that sidestep. Electric again. I decided if they were going to sidestep, I would duck. Right? Undroppable. Nice. Let's do a down back 3 here. They did sidestep still. I need to backdash that. Supposedly everything will whiff. Interesting. I like it. Okay. We'll do a, they like to sidestep, right? Okay. We might be able to win from this. Let's see. Oh, not if we do that, though. Whoa! That crushed us, or that crushed our jab. That's crazy. Man, I tried to jab and we got crushed out by the heat smash. That's crazy. 4-4 not forcing crouch feels weird for sure. All good, Shinro. Alright, let's see. I sense another sidestep. And they like to sidestep a lot. So you notice how they sidestepped again in that situation, right? so they're gonna sidestep here. Yep. So sidesteps abound, right? There it is again. Forward forward 2 is a pretty classic thing to do there, especially since Bryan has like not very easy punishes against it. Oh, okay. Oh wow, this person's crazy. They're crazy. I had a feeling they would duck there, so I just went for a tracking option that would get both. Nice. See, catch that power crush and everything else. Oh, nice. Wow. This person's styling on us a little bit. I don't mind. They're still sidestepping. What the hell? Will we be able to beat this? I tried a forward 3 while standing 3 there. It's not good. I tried to low parry. Dang. Battering ram does 20% on chip. Yeah, that's crazy. Well, they got us. I think, honestly, yeah, they were playing Stubborn Tekken, and they were just doing a sidestep at the beginning of the round. I should have done it more. Yeah, that's all good, Jacardi. Like, honestly, sometimes you need... Sometimes I see an opponent, and I go, they're a Smurf, so they're going to be playing, like, very, measured and, like, observational. But really, the opposite's true, which is they think that we're trash, so they're going to autopilot. So I should do that next time. I should keep that in mind. Which is they may not respect you, right? And you gotta play with that in mind. Smurf Tekken Kings, exactly, Mecha. That shouldn't be a thing. I mean, it's people do that, yeah. I mean, you're talking about Tekken God, God of Destructions, right? So, all right. Okie dokie. We got a lead. I'm gonna give him space for the beginning of the round. That 3+4 we gotta stop though. I'm gonna go ahead and go for this. Oh, nice. Nice. Go for that throw. Nice. Now Tekken King's like baseline for good players. That's fair. I'm having a really hard time getting that punish. Like, I see him coming in. I see them coming in and I'm getting the sidestep, but the camera is so weird that I'm not sure how to punish. Okay. Nice. I think I'm autopiloting a bit. I need to play a little bit more aggressively because I'm so afraid of that jump. We are living, but we need to play better. I'm going to do a jab here. Alright, do that jab into throw. That's not bad. Nice. Wow, nice. Nice, they got us with the classic. Okay. Good duck. Nice. Alright, they lived. Good stuff. I need to play against that better, though. I think the main one is that I'm not sidestepping the approach. I'm not sidestepping the approach correctly. Cav thinks all Bryans are elite no matter what. I like it. Nice. Oh, I froze up. Okay. I expect him to do the while rising 4-4 here. So we're going to duck it. Nice. Alright. I'm going to do a down back 3 now. Actually, they tried to go for it again. Can't drop it pretty much. I'm going to do a down 4 too. They actually didn't do anything, which is actually pretty good. Nice. Ah, I didn't get the right punish. Nice sidestep. So we did a down back 3 and they sidestepped. I like it. What the heck? Nice punish. We can do it. I'm guessing wrong every time. Yeah, all of a sudden they're doing punches. I'm gonna try. Nice. Alright, we won this one. So we got the second game. They are sidestepping a lot on our like down back 3s and stuff. I'm just gonna do that for now. There it is. You have to wait for the second hit, huh? Nice low parry. Probably do that a lot. Oh, nice. All right. Okay, nice. Okay. Interesting. They were like staggering their jabs there. It's very strange. Alright. I'm gonna do a backdash here. Nice slow parry. They're starting to see that, right? So we're finally conditioning them. We're gonna start using more mids. Interesting. Yeah, they're really assuming we're not gonna press there. I need to start pressing. Nice. Good counter hit. Okay. Cool. I don't know what they're gonna do here, to be honest, so I'm just gonna block. That hard duck, see that? Wow. Nice. We win. That was scary, though. We should have used more mids at once they started, like, ducking from far away. That quarter circle forward 1+2, like, we conditioned ourselves there, right? However, we used our mids there at the very end with that heat dash. We hard called it out, right? And it worked. So I think in some ways, too, there was that situation as well. Thanks, y'all.
Get ready for the next battle.
Interesting stuff. Alright, so we have Harong. Harong wants to play up close to you. We're going to use our down force to keep him far away. I'm going to do a backdash. Okay. Oh my gosh. So that into lag is the strategy. I get it. Of course. Alright. That into lag is the strategy. Okay. Wow, we messed that up. It's alright. So really part of playing against Harong is knowing where those back ones are. And being able to duck them. Hugh hasn't even bought Heihachi yet. What the heck? Hugh, you're an engineer. What do you mean you're broke? I'm gonna back up here. They're definitely autopiloting. There's the mid. That's fine, right? We want them to start doing that. This is conditioning their offense. Nice looper. Maybe I'm playing a bit scrubby there. Nice. There's that power crush. I sidestepped. Wow. We suck. Okay. 1-2-1. There's that power crush. Down 4. Okay. We're gonna play a little bit. Whoa, nice. Good Good punish. I was gonna say conservatively, but then I whiffed. Nice. Wow, they're crazy. They went for that. Okay, we're just gonna block here. Oh, they can't break it at all. Oh, nice throw. Got me doing the same thing. Just gonna go do this. Nice. Wow, I'm really flubbing it. I'm really flubbing that pickup for some reason. I don't know why I'm doing a up forward 4. Up forward 3. Nice back 4. Honestly, I should block. They're looking for it. They're either going to whiff with it or they're going to keep out with it, and I can get a free launch. So we're just going to do that. Nice. Yeah, SF Zealous, I should. Where is it? Oh my gosh. I didn't block it still. Nice. Do a back one here for good measure. Nice. Cool, we win. We were dropping a lot of stuff, right? But we got it.
Get ready for the next battle.
Thanks, SF Zealous. Yeah, a lot of it is just knowing when they're going to do those back fists and kind of like using that as your starting point to stop the offense, and then wait for them to start hitting you with something that
Get ready for the
waiting for them to start hitting you with something that punishes that, right? Like, that's more risky so that you can block it in block punish.
round 1.
And playing stubborn with it. Go for this. That lag, though. What is this? Thanks, Nanes. I'm doing back 3 here. Wow, this is bad. We're not going to rematch. Unfortunately, we can't rematch this. Alright. Look at this. This is crazy. Are they toggling the lag switch trying to get us to drop the combo? Like, what's going on? Alright, we're gonna do a backup here. They're ducking a lot. Do that throw here. Okay. Okay. Alright, we won. But we're not going to rematch, unfortunately, because this is crunchy. This is crunchy. So we're going to go back to the standby.
Get ready for the next battle.
Hey, thanks so much, Mighty Big Meech. Thanks for hanging out with me today. Yeah, we really did kind of pull it around a little bit, so I'm happy to see that. Mecca, you're saying that, like, we're literally talking about conditioning people right now, and That's pretty much how you mix someone at -5, right? I do think, Mecha, that part of the mix-up of the stance transition is probably to not stance transition. I think, like, using the not stance transition and doing something else, and I don't mean just finishing the string, is probably how you, like, get them to, freeze up for it, right? And I think part of that comes up to matchup knowledge. Like, what is someone doing after your stance transition to stuff you? Like, for example, in the case of Bryan, maybe it's a forward 3, right? So you just, forward 3 doesn't have a whole lot of range, so you do a backdash, right? I think that's kind of what it comes down to, is probably my guess. Like, I'm using Bryan's forward 3 as the example here, right? Yeah, they do, Mecha, but I think if they see you transitioning and they wait to react to that, they lose frames. And now you get more of a stronger mix-up. If you're enforcing -5 with bus, what's the transitions frames on block? Because I don't remember forward 3. Let's actually set it up. Oh, okay, like that. So if you just do this, oops, it's -5. And if you do the transition, it is -2. Okay. So yeah, so at -2, right? At -2, for my Heihachi, like, strategy, that's warrior stance, I said that down back 3. The reason is because it beats everything except the jumping move, up forward 3-4, right? It beats everything except that on block. However, if you know that, right? If you already know that, you can do something like this, right? So now, see, like, obviously I don't have, like, good Heihachi whatevers, but, like, the point being that, like, you can now go, you're like, now in this situation, if I go, whoops, if I do situation 1, like this, right? And then I do, but we could do, like, something like this, right? So we have the first situation, the Bryan is beating it out, right? It's consistent. Now we play against the other version, and he's gotten it, right? Now you have the +12 transition. And I think that's sort of where it lies, is that you can sidestep. You can use stepping because they're doing something that beats the transition, right? They're doing something that beats the transition, and it's not a 10-frame move because you beat the because the stance into 2, that literal move, that literal move is what's meaning taking jabs off the table. So because of that, they're doing something slower, which means you can step again. You're no longer like -5 for stepping, you're like -2 for stepping. And I think that's kind of what it comes down to, is using those side steps to really break the math of defending. How's it going, Moyashi? I guess I'm gonna chance it with this PlayStation, this console Wi-Fi, because we can't get any other matches. The queue dried up. But I think that's what it comes down to. And that's what we've been practicing on Bryan. It's using your frames in a way that's sort of dishonest, right? They press nothing. Interesting block there. Which means they're not ducking. They're ducking. Okay. So much ducking. So much ducking. So you'll notice that this person already is conditioned to duck. That means mids. See? More mids. And the the answer is to use power crushes, so we're going to throw them. More mids. We're using more mids, more pressure in that situation to make them... And now they're finally not ducking, which means I can go back to the lows. Ooh, nice. I tried to do my heat. Interesting. Nice. Moyashi, the icon tells you if it's console or not. Oh, okay, so notice they've switched. They switched to more aggression at the beginning of the round. Okay, I like it. We might be dead. Yeah. Okay. We're gonna do a backdash here. Actually, I'm gonna do a launch, like a... I was gonna do an orbital because I was afraid of them going low. I don't know if that's a valid fear, though. Okay. Do that throw. More mids. See, we immediately go, we're like, okay, we've scared them enough, back to plan A of beating their tendency to duck, right? The connection wasn't terrible. Alright, I'm gonna do a backdash here. Do that back one again, into a down fork. Oh, whoa. Let's do that throw again. Notice that they're trying to back up there, so we're using those mids, just like pushing them. So much damage for free, basically. And then now we go for those lows because they're like, oh, they always do mids, and we hit them with double hatchets. See, this is what I mean about conditioning. Nice sidestep, though. Down 4-1 to sidestep was really good. Nice. We're gonna block. We're gonna back up. Ducking again, see? Nice. Good punish. But see, we just keep going back to the mids because they keep wanting to duck. But we just do enough to, like, condition them to, like, be scared, and then we go back. Just enough lows to get them ducking again, and then we are cashing in that conditioning, right? That's kind of what it boils down to. All right, we got time for one more, I think. You were either making him hold what's next or forcing a response. Now it has almost no disadvantage to many, many more responses available to them. I think, Mecha, that Bryan... Heihachi's turning into Bryan. What I mean by that, right, is that you're trying to explain to a Bryan player why being at -5 is bad, when we've literally, our core mid poke is -6 on block. And I think All I'm trying to say is that it's not good, but you make it work. You can make it work. And it's a different style. It's unorthodox. It's become... So basically, his mid-poke has become unorthodox. And you just have to learn how to deal with it. But it really comes down to you have to force mental frames now. That's what it comes down to. You are forcing mental frames. And to be fair, there's not a single move that some characters... Well, I guess maybe in the case of other characters, they can just down forward 2. Does that beat everything? Cav, he is aggro, but he's stance aggro. He was very aggro in Tekken 7. Interesting. Notice how they did that duck there, though. I don't know if that was on purpose or not. Okay. So they are ducking. That is on purpose. I think Bryan will hopefully just get not touched. That's kind of what I'm expecting. Nice. Good stuff. See, we're like kind of trying to fight against this aggro stance from our opponent. I saw that before. You're not going to trick me again. I'm a little bit locked in now. Nice. Good throw. Following the side step. Good stuff. But they really, really want to duck against us, so we're just going to let them do that, and we're just going to keep midding them, right? I feel like I've played this player a lot, so they're probably assuming that I'm going to go with the down 4 plan. They're probably like, ah, this down 4 guy. Whoops. That's not what I meant to do, but sure. Nice. Let's do a down back 3 here. Nice. Sidestep low parry. I like it. Oh, I thought I broke that. Too bad. Go for this throw here. Just keep him honest. I like that. Run up down forward 1 so that I can't sidestep it. Sidestep the wall running too. Okay. I was trying to option select the tackle and the down and the high. I don't know where the wall is. There it is. Nice. The power up is real, y'all. See, we're just bullying people. That's what conditioning is. Conditioning is bullying, and that's how it works. Emperor promo next. I think we are done for today, unfortunately, but we will just have to save that for next time. Back to got hella buff. That's good. In insults to injuries. Thank you so much for the follow. Back 2 got hella buffed and is super sick. Back 2 is pretty sick. That is pretty sick. Alright, but yeah, this was a very interesting section. I think, like, conditioning is important in the game, right? So we started off this session saying we are going to condition our opponent. And then we proceeded to lose like 10 games in a row, playing disrespectfully, saying, oh yeah, I conditioned you already. When in reality, conditioning is a payoff. Conditioning is not a start to the game. It is a payoff at the end. It's like a game 2 payoff, though it can happen earlier depending on how quickly your opponent commits to the adaptation. And so if we are going to, I'm going to write some notes here because I think that is going to be useful if we actually do this. So if we pull up some like conditioning notes, right? First start with low pokes. First start with observation, right? Am I keep out? Low pokes, mid poke, mid spacing, like quarter circle back 1. Like you're essentially figuring out what is it that they do. Like, do they duck? Are they aggressive, patient, close range, long range, right? Those are the questions that we're asking ourselves. From there, you counter it, right? So it's like now you counter that strategy with stubbornness. Like, for example, right? Down 4 until constant hop kicks, mashing, or low parrying, right? Low parrying or hard ducks. Hard ducks equals success. Like this is coming off as like a little bit of a fever dream the way that I'm doing this, but like this is a good thing, right? Like if we can get our opponents to start reacting in this very frustrated, tilted way, we've won, right? Your goal is to tilt the opponent with down 4. Once they've done that, they are conditioned, they are mad. And now you can do mids, lots of mids. We had these times against certain players, we got 3 back 1s in a row. 3 back 1s on hit in a row. It was just crazy, like absolutely nuts. And what I mean is like, that's what I mean, right? You are trying to get them to do that. And once they've done that, the conditioning has happened. From that point forward, you can do 2 things. You can use mids, like now, cash it in with mids and frame traps. That's all it is. That's it. You basically cash in that conditioning that you've done, and now you're able to blow them up for it, right? And then the last thing, be ready to go back to plan A when they realize, right? Like, but the point being that, like, plan A is plan A. We are stubborn with plan A. That is our main plan. But we will cash in the other, like, adaptation, the conditioning, when we feel like they are, like, pissed and they're not, like, in the mental state to block against it, right? To adapt to that. That's when we're going to be able to catch them. So that's the plan. It worked really well. We all of a sudden just went on this, like, massive win streak when we finally figured out what we were doing with it. And I'm really happy with it. I think that turned out really well. So, that being said, let's go ahead and do our YouTube sign-off. If you're coming from YouTube, be sure and like, comment, subscribe to the channel. Really helps us grow. We really love seeing the new people show up. And if you ever want to watch it live, it's going to be at twitch.tv/VonTiban. That's VONTIBAN. We stream Tekken Bryan on Saturdays and Sundays, 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. Central Time, so come check us out there. Our variety stream where we try and lab other characters and get better at those matchups will be on Thursday evenings, 8:45 p.m. to 10:45 p.m. Central Time. And finally, our makeup streams, if we have them, are Wednesday evenings, 8:45 p.m. to 10:45 p.m. Central Time. All of this is down in the description below if you didn't catch that, as well as a link to our Discord, our community of over 100 players at this point that are just trying to get better at the game and help each other out, both with celebrating wins as well as answering questions and even commiserating losses if we need to. So that being said, I hope you have been enjoying this series and that it's been useful for your Bryan climb, or really any character in general. I think you can apply this to a lot of characters of playing Stubborn Tekken to turn it into reads, right? It's conditioning. It's really been the goal. This is very much like a payoff episode almost in that sense. So I hope they've been useful to you. Best of luck in your improvement journey as well as your ranking up, and I hope to see you in the next video. Bye for now.